Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 147 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the characters, ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever I'm doing in the account so that you all can follow along. Please remember, as we get started, hit that like button. Helps me, helps the channel. I'd appreciate if you could do that. All right, so earlier in the week, we scrapped together all the materials we could, went through Conquest, bought signal data, got up everything to go to Relic 8 on Jabba, and also to go to Relic 8 on Krayt, so that we could participate in the Krayt raid with the full Relic 8 team for a 2.7 million contribution to the Krayt raid. So there we go. We got those two characters built up. Here we are on difficulty level 9 with this team. And I tried it a few different times, and I kept hitting this range right around 2.2 million. And I did have an offense set on Leia, and we have a speed set on Greedo. So we just basically looked at the speed set on Greedo and said, yeah, let's move that over to Leia. Let's make her faster and see if that's the solution to this problem. So this run, we got up to about 1 million. We do the rocket. We get a crit on this rocket. This is the key to getting full contribution with this team. Look at that, 1.4 million damage with that rocket. Takes us to 2.5 contribution already. And then just a couple moves later, we finish it out. So that crit on that Boba Fett is the key. We got 2.7 million with that team, so we're off and running. Into the account progress later in the week, we took R2 to Relics. And again, we used up all of our materials trying to get that Relic 8 characters going, so we don't have that much signal data. And here you see we're already out of Bronzium wiring at Relic 4. So with Biggs, we also got Biggs to Gear 13, and we can work on him. But yeah, again, with no Bronzium wiring, we haven't made Bronzium wiring for the week, so we'll come back to this in a second. But we get 2 more characters to Gear 13, but that's not too far into their relic requirements yet. Working on Jedi Training Ray, we got Wedge to Gear 12. Here we're taking Jedi Training Ray up, and we're short some Mark 6 syringes, so we do have to buy those out of the buy those with raid currency, but that allows us to get Jedi Training Ray also up to Gear 12. So we're in good shape. The last 3 requirement characters are all Gear 12, but you know, we're stuck behind how long it's going to take us to get Bronzium wiring. Bronzium wiring work for the week only yielded 62 of these things, and with me farming Dark Side for Jabba's ult, we're not farming the Chirotech node. We're not getting all that extra Bronzium wiring material, so it's really kind of a rough week. We take R2 to Relic 5, and that's it for the Relic materials for this week, and we still got work to do for them for next week. Going through the rest of the account, we've got other stuff to build. We have been working on the Leia requirements. We've got Rex now to his 4th star, which is nice. And we've got the event going on right now for the extra drops on the Leia stuff, and I've been focused on Neesa. And since I'm farming for the ult for Jabba, apparently I get an advantage on Neesa drops, so that's interesting. And taking advantage of that, we're going to get as much of Neesa as we can, so we have to farm less of her when she becomes available to farm. We'll go ahead and take her up to level 85, put some initial gear on her, put some skills on her, get her situated to be brought up here in the near future. She has an Omicron, so I took a look at the Omicron. Of course, without much investment in the other Ewoks, it's not really time to go crazy on her, but we got started. 12 mods that we can work on from Gray Mods this week. First couple slices here don't work out. We keep hacking away at it. Missing on the 4th one. 5th one, we get 9 speed. We'll go ahead and take a poke at that. We get 3 speed. Those are pretty bad rolls. It's 12 speed, but we're not going to keep pushing the slices on that. That's good enough. Here we hit 9 speed. So we go ahead and take it to purple, and we don't get anything more out of it, so we quit working on it. So a couple mediocre speed mods. Here we get 10 speed hit, and then we take it 2 more slices to purple, and it stays at 10 speed. And these other 3 aren't really good enough to work on. Then we go into the green and blue mods, and nothing worth slicing. We go into the purple and gold mods, we go through our filters, and nothing worth slicing again. 6 dot mods, really can't get any effect there either. So that's it. Over to Datacrons, we got quite a few materials in the bank for the Datacrons, so we're unlocking. We get armor penetration, crit avoidance, and then we get light side allies dispelling debuffs. We continue, we get crit damage, we get offense. These are good hard-hitting stats, so regardless of what else happens with this Datacron, we're definitely willing to take these stats, right? Offense, crit damage, it's all stuff we want. We don't have any Wookiees. I don't really want to re-roll because it's not that great of a Datacron. We're just rolling for stats. We get crit chance, more offense. So there we go. We've created a very offensive Datacron. Since I'm running low on Datacrons, I run over to Conquest real quick and sim a bunch of the node at the end of Zone 1 to get a few more Datacrons to work on. Here we get crit avoidance, armor penetration. I re-roll this and take the light side gaining speed up when they use a basic. And here we'll get some more crit chance and crit damage. So we'll keep going on this. Whatever we're getting damage stats on these guys, we feel like that's pretty good. Jedi, we'll re-roll that. We don't really have Phoenix. We don't have enough Relic Jedi to take advantage of this. So it's just, you know, the thought that maybe something could work out. I do have 2 Relic Phoenix characters with Harrison Dula and Kana Jarrus. So maybe make use of that Datacron just for the stats. But, you know, hey, who knows? Maybe something will change within the next few weeks and we'll want to build those characters. Never know. Crazier things have happened. Here we'll take a look. Light side battle starting with 20% protection up. We'll take that one. Here we get more armor penetration, more crit chance. Again, pretty good stats. Then we got this last Datacron to work on here. We get crit damage and light side mechanics for 2% health and protection. Offense, armor penetration. Again, it's working out to be a very offensive Datacron with a bunch of good stats for killing things faster. We get another Phoenix one here. We'll just leave that alone. And then we're pretty much out of materials and out of Datacrons and out of Sims. So that's all we're going to have for the account progress for this week. So not bad overall. We got 2 characters to Relic 8. We got 2 more characters to Gear 13. We got some little upgrades in the background. And we've got the event going on to help us with Leia. So overall, again, it feels like just another big week for the account. Lots of stuff happening. Getting those characters to Relic 8, it feels like a really big deal to me. You know, just kind of getting that Krayt raid locked down at 2.7. Feels good. Week 147, we're at 6.82 million galactic power, 87 relics, 101 zetas, 12 omicrons, JMK. Still getting us top 20 in the squad arena. We haven't started playing around with Jabba over there yet, but I think JMK is probably going to hold better for now. Fleet arena, profundity still gets us top 5. GAC, we're in Erodium 2. Moving on to the plan for next week. Still farming 000, BT1, Rex twice a day, and working on the Inquisitors. In Fleet, we're working on TIE Defender, Sith Fighter, and Marin. Cantina, we just got to catch up on that signal data. Mod energy, we're going back to farming mods 4 days a week and slicing materials 3 days a week. The strategy for refreshes will be 3 every day. And then the extra 100 crystals that I have per day, more or less, we'll be using as refreshes on the events. So with the Neesa event right now, Neesa and Rex, we'll be using that to get more shards there. And then if they do a double drop event, we'll use as many 100 cost refreshes as we can. So basically, we're going to just deplete the account's energy every day. And next time it rolls around and has 500 crystals for carbonite circuit boards, I may not have any crystals. But so much for trying to save up there. It makes more sense to try to get all these character shards and get progress throughout these events. So the 2023 planning, we're still working on JML next. We got some other stuff, Tier 2 during JML. We still want to work on the Krayt team participation. I don't know if we're going to do this now. This seemed like a good idea with the new raid coming out and all that. Maybe we'll just stick with the teams that we've got. We've got about a 4 million total participation, so maybe that's good enough for now. And if the guild makes another big push, then I'll take a look at changing around the plan. But with the new raid coming out, I doubt that the guild's going to push. We're already getting the 130 box out of Krayt raid, so I don't think we'll push any further. We still want to work on Daka, Malgus, Malik, Darth Revan, Second Sister, all kinds of stuff that we want to work on. So the relic materials are gone. We're out of Bronzium wiring again and signal data, and this isn't unusual. It's nothing to complain about. It's just in the gear analysis that I did for 2023, this is how it came out, that you're going to be waiting on one or both of those things. So with being out of both, then the right thing to do is to build some R0 characters. We talked before about building Relic 8 characters. If you're just out of Bronzium wiring, you can work on some Relic 8 characters to give yourself some time to restock Bronzium wiring. If you're out of both signal data and Bronzium wiring, then you need to do a Relic 0 or 2. So this is looks like I'm going to need to focus on that for the next couple weeks and let that stock of signal data and Bronzium wiring come back. I need to finish out the relics that I've already made for the JML journey. I'll need to get more Relic 7s. The JTR's got to be Relic 7 for the Jedi Master Luke journey, so we got some restocking to do. Farming the dark side only, trying to get the Jabba alt. And I'm not farming that only. I still am farming a couple light side hard nodes, but we're not farming any of the Kyrotech 7B node. So as predicted, my Bronzium income has gone way down, and it's as expected. So if I'm going to make Relic Zeros, and I'm going to start abbreviating this RZ. I've always said Relic 0 like R0, just like you'd say R7 as R7. But a couple times in the past, people have asked me why I'm referring to Rogue One. So RO looks like Rogue One. It's confused some people before. I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to call it RZ for Relic 0. Gear 13, whatever you want to call it. So a couple options. I could work on Sana Staros and Storm Han for that team. I could work on the Night Sisters, Daka, Talzin, or Daka and Zombie. I mean, we've been talking about that for some time now and never pulled the trigger. It would be nice to have a couple more troopers for Iden Versio, and just crossing them over from Gear 12 to Gear 13 would be pretty cool. The Fin Po team, man, I love that team on my main account. I still think it has viability. I still want to build it. Treon Nihilus, of course, for the Sith Triumvirate. Vandor Chewbacca and L3 to make the Dash team. Give Dash basically his own team to work with. Malgus, we got Gear 12 Malgus. We might as well take him to Relic at some point. Kylo Ren Unmasked is one of the best generic tanks in the game, and I still don't have him Relic on this account. So there's a lot of options for characters that could be useful to me at Relic 0. But I think at the end of the day, what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the Night Sisters, and we're going to do Daka and Zombie. We can either do that and use the Night Sisters as a team, or we can potentially start using Daka and Zombie as a tank combo for another team. Like use Sith Eternal Emperor, and then you can use Daka and Zombie in there to have a tank against certain comps. Something like that. It's obviously done more with SLKR. And someday, if I want these characters to be better, I can Relic Daka up to higher Relic level. But parking them at Relic 0, I think, gives me some options for the short term. So those are the two that we're going to pick, and we're going to work on over the next couple weeks. Here's the Krayt-O-meter. We're at just over 4 million. The run on the raid before this was a little better. I got better runs, and I got 4.2. I fell just short of the 4.25 mark in the personal rewards, but I couldn't quite get there this time. It didn't have as good a performance, and I'm not willing to sit there and play for 6 hours trying to get the last 100,000 out of all my teams. So anyway, over 4 million on the account now, so that's over 1 million in contribution since the week prior, so we've made a big jump there. Leia event, we still got 48 hours to go, and I've got Captain Rex at 4 stars and Princess Neesa at 5 stars already. So that's good. Over the course of the week, we've been looking for arrows or crosses to purchase. We ran out of crosses on this account a few weeks ago. We've been looking to buy some out of the shops. And again, I found no mods to purchase out of the shops this week. None, nothing, zero. Zero crosses that were worth me buying. I didn't get any slices on green or blue. I didn't get any slices on purple. I didn't get any slices on 6-dot. So it's a pretty bad week for mods. But just remember, y'all, it's just statistics. Some weeks in the last couple weeks have been just banger mod weeks. We've had all kinds of progress and good big mod hits. And this week it was just nothing. We fell flat. We got a couple mediocre mods and that was it. But that's just statistics. Don't worry about it. Bronzium, we were averaging 160. And this week we only made 62 Bronzium wiring. So really 100 Bronzium wiring short of our usual protocols based on what we're farming. So that's a pretty big drop. But only 23 remaining in the bank. So yep, take a couple weeks to restock that. That's going to bring a close to the progress for the account for week 147 for the Darth Loquitur account. Please remember, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more stuff like this in the future. Use the notification bell so it lets you know when I'm online doing my live streams. And of course, the link to the Discord is always down in the description below. And join us over on the Discord. It's we got a fantastic Discord community. 96% less toxic than the normal Discord community. It's just a bunch of cool people hanging out, talking about a lot of account building stuff. There's experienced players willing to help out new people. New people are asking questions, so even if you're not talkative, you can just chill out, hang around, learn a lot about the game. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next Holocron.